Hello, this is Jim Starkweather with KitMaker Network, and I bring you today Soviet heavy tank Object 279. Dun, 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 dun. Don't know why Takom has decided to do this. This is actually Jim Starkweather, obviously. But they have gone with a vertical box design, which is a little off-putting for my video screen. So but it's a nice look, and I think it will display well on shelves and stuff. So I think it was a smart idea. This is kit number 2001 for Takom, and they Takom. We'll never know. It's starting a whole new thing. 20 years from now, people will go, "Do you say Takom or Takom?" This is a 3-in-1 kit. Includes a figure, 1/35th scale. It is the second or third release, depending on which one you count as being the second or third, in the Object 279 Renaissance period, where we have a lot of these Soviet tanks that were essentially a prototype tank. And I'd like to give you a little spiel or a background on the tank, and let's go with that.
The Object 279 was a special purpose tank, intended to fight on cross-country terrain that might be inaccessible to conventional tanks. It would act as a heavy breakthrough tank, and if necessary, withstand even the shockwave of a nuclear explosion. The tank was developed starting in 1957 at the Kirov industrial plant. The Object 279 featured 4-track running gear mounted on 2 longitudinal rectangular hollow beams, which were also used as fuel tanks. The tank suspension was hydropneumatic with a complex hydro transformer and 3-speed planetary gearbox. It was equipped with a powerful 1,000 horsepower 2DG8M diesel engine, enabling the 60 metric ton tank to attain 55 km/h top speeds, with an active range of 300 km on one refuel. The hull had a maximum armor thickness of 269 mm and was covered by a thin elliptical shield protecting it against APDS and shape charge ammunition, and preventing it from overturning by the shockwave in case of a nuclear explosion. The all-cast front parts of the hull were rounded in shape, with thin armor panels against heat projectiles. The all-cast turret, with a maximum armor thickness of 319 mm, was rounded and had anti-heat protective panels. The tank was equipped with chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear CBRN protection. On July 22, 1960, Nikita Khrushchev gave an edict that basically killed all heavy tank production in the Soviet Union. There were, however, other reasons why this tank was destined for failure. There were a number of serious deficiencies in the running gear that appeared during the trials. In many ways, the requirements for the tank were just too far ahead of their time. In the end, it would be the new MBT class of supertanks that arrived during the late 20th century that would deliver some of what was attempted with the Object 279.
Okay, so now that you know a little more about it, if you haven't seen the prior video I did on the Panda release, there's also an amusing hobby issue, and then there's this one. So let me read a little bit on the box here. The detailed static display plastic model, optional turret parts for 2 versions, colored photo etch, 3 models for choice, 1/35th scale figure included, decals. Let's go ahead and crack her open, shall we? Let me look on the side here for a second. So we've got just some interesting side views here of the parts. You can see they show individual track links. They show a little bit of chain, I think, included, photo etch, decals. And then on the reverse side, they have some color plates of 2 versions of the tank, an Object 279 from the Kubinka Tank Museum, 2013, and then an Object 279M, which I assume would be an actual tank in service and so forth. And it's got a different gun on it, though. It's got like some kind of shorter, more probably high explosive round gun. And let's go ahead and crack her open now. So right off the bat, we see the figure set on the top here. And the figure has been looked at. We've looked at it in various news releases and stuff, but to actually see it is nice. Interesting effect. They've done a solid top figure with the head included, with the hooded head included, down to say the feet, or the feet are not included. And then the face is actually, or the mask, the gas mask, or the the nuclear ballistic survival. No, the nuclear was NBC, right? Mask is included here at the bottom, which you actually put over the facial area there. So I assume if somebody was clever, they could probably actually make a face and put the face in there if you wanted just the tanker not wearing his mask. That would have been a nice addition. Takom, but oh well. So we've got boots and arms, and everything looks good. The figure looks pretty decent. They've got a couple of weapons here included, an AK-47, and then the other like sub AK, whatever the version of AK-47 where it doesn't have the stock. So here's the individual track links, and my goodness, there are a lot of them. They do look like. Let me see if I can find any other related parts for that. Nope. They do look like they're fairly simple, one, two kind of, you know, insert one into the other kind of scenario. I don't see any pins or any additional parts that are necessary, so that's a welcome sight to see. And again, there will be detailed photos of all this after the unboxing portion of the review of this video, so you can take a look at that. This bag actually popped open, so I'll go ahead and since I can without grabbing my scissors, I'll just pull this. I'll try to pull this screw out. Obviously, it's kind of interlocked here. And one road wheel has seemingly come loose, or actually, it looks like one not a road wheel. It's a drive. The drive section here has come loose off of this sprue. The plastic is interesting. It is it's a dark, very dense feeling dark material. It looks like I can see on this piece there's actually some oil or residue on it. So I would definitely recommend washing these because if this is typical of the Takom process, then you know what I think it might have happened in this, since this bag was not sealed. Maybe I'm not seeing any of that residue on the other sprue, so this may just be a kind of a one-offy. Something happened to this one as it was traveling down the assembly line and somehow got some kind of greasy material on it. But yeah, so washing might be a good idea on some of these, or at least looking at them closely to see if they need it. Gun barrel is a two-part arrangement. I can see right off the bat. They include both barrels here, obviously, and they're both two-piece fit. The hull is. I'm going to see if I can open this. Yeah, I can. The hull is a two-piece arrangement too, but it is. I can tell right off the bat it is an easier build or a piece to put together than the earlier Panda kit, because the Panda kit had a piece that went along the front here that you had to fit in, and then you had all sorts of potential seams to fill and so forth. So I like this design better right off the bat. I'm saying that too much, aren't I? Right off the bat. Right off the bat, yeah. My wife's been on me lately for saying something like, but the point is, or I don't know what the point is, but that's something. And she said, where are you getting that from? You know, probably getting it from these darn reviews, because I have to use similar terminology or saying similar things sometimes too much. All right, so they include two of these screws, and I'll, just out of curiosity's sake, I'm going to open these, because I actually saw these earlier when I first looked inside the kit, and I was like, why are they including what looks like identical screws? But I figured there was something underneath this turret that was different. Looking. Maybe someone's better at quickly identifying the difference than I am, because I'm not seeing anything. So, and the sprue is marked C, and there's actually a smaller Takom number here that says 2013-2001, which 2001 is the kit release. Now, the other thing I saw was that, see how they have a number, looks like a number 1 here, but I see that's actually just a detail point. But I actually saw that earlier and was like, oh, well, maybe they have number 2 on the other one. So, but no, there's no identifying between these two. Everything else on the sprue is the same, correct? Looks like everything else is exactly the same. So I'm not quite sure why they give you 2 turrets on this, other than maybe if you mess one up, you've got a second turret. I mean, I think there would be an actual difference here with something different. Well, I see right here this pin is broken off, but I think that was just an issue. So be careful with these pins, because apparently they're fragile. yeah, I'm really not seeing anything different about this turret. So I'm not sure why. Maybe this was an error. Maybe I got 2 sprues because they just kind of stuck together and they went into the bag. I don't know. Actually, let's see. The side of the box will tell us that. Because it lists parts. Nope, they clearly show ×2. So you get 2 of those. I could look at the manual. Let's see if the manual sheds any light on that. All right, so the manual and other little bits are plastic residue are included in a separate bag. And I like the resealable bags, but these work too. They kind of open quickly if they don't break, I guess. So parts in the bag. We've got a little piece of cable, tow rope or something, some kind of cable. It's actually fraying here on the side, so I might want to have to retwist it or something. Actually, that's making it worse. So decals, we've got the small set of decals, mostly just has a 120 designation. I think that's all that's on there, actually. And then a black photo etch set, and this is a Takom photo etch set. Again, done in the primered photo etch. So nice, primered. Very small detail, like in some of these grills and stuff. This is really, really detailed photo etch in terms of the grill fineness and so forth. I don't know if you can get all that detail. I'll again have some photos at the end, and some clear plastic or crystal for the lenses. So let's take a look at the manual because that looks interesting. So it's in this kind of like brown. I guess kind of technically manual thing, probably what you would have found tanks back. And it's got silver printing here for the Object 279. Very nice. Read before assembly. Thanks from the help from Kubinka Tank Museum and all your contribution on this project. So they talk about, they have some interesting things, removing photo etch, applying decals, the paints that are required. They show TS28 olive green, X10 gunmetal, XF15 flat flesh, and XF20 medium gray. Well, that's a few number of paints that you would need. They have overviews here on all the parts. And again, showing a ×2 on that turret sprue piece. So let's see if we can figure that out. Maybe it's the pieces on the side that you need. No, I'm trying to figure out why they would duplicate them. All right, there's just showing obviously the simple assembly process for the track links. They just go together one by one, so that's easy. That's good. Gun assembly, turret. Not really seeing anything about turret selection, like which one you're supposed to use. So, like I said, maybe it's just a scenario where they needed some additional parts off of that sprue. They duplicated some parts on those 2 sprues, and then, or you just get an extra one. You get an extra one. You can flip it out between the 2 turrets. Maybe that's what it is, or they decided to do, so that you'd be able to build both turrets. Is that what they did? Yeah, they seem to show. Well, they show one here with the longer gun. I think they're showing most of the time, and then, yeah. Well, I think that effectively, though, again, you'd have to probably build the kit to be sure, but it effectively looks like they've given you enough for 2 turrets, and you can flip out the turrets and build both. So interesting. All right, well, that's a quick unboxing. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the close-up pictures. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the photos of the Object 279 from Takom. And I think this kit looks like a pretty solid kit. Another good one for a new company. Essentially, nobody expects perfection from new companies. Well, nobody used to expect perfection from new companies. So I think that this is a good sign that Takom is kind of getting through some of these early kits with some quality attention to detail, and I think this kit shows really good attention to detail. I like the fact that they've included the figure. That's nice. I like the fact that they've given you some options in terms of how you want to build the kit. I really like the independent trank links, that they're not overly complex and essentially will go together pretty easily. And I like that two-piece hull arrangement where you don't have that additional piece on the front. So if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. And again, our thanks to Takom for sending us this kit directly, and we look forward to taking a look at this in a maybe more built up or at least a more in-depth detailed review. But probably we're going to ask for a build review on this one, so if you're interested, please let me know, and I might consider you for that if you've done some previous reviews for us, or even done some reviews on other sites. So again, thanks to Takom, and have a good day.